What's going on, guys? Welcome to the drone show. Got another one for you today, plus the announcement of some winners. This is a good day, right? We got two drawing giveaway winners. One of them being the 500 subs. Let's go! Thank you, guys. Congratulations to you for getting me to 500, and I really appreciate that. And continuing to give me your support and watching. And the other one was just a normal giveaway that I like to do around here to kind of give you guys some stuff. We're going to also take the yay old Copper Damascus knife we had the other day. We're going to fix those bevels that I said were uneven. It didn't really affect cutting too much, but for an OCD standpoint and whatnot, I want to make them even, right? Because we got some weird artifacts and stuff. I don't know if you guys can see it. We'll just see here. Excuse me, still getting over that whatever was going on here, but I kick these lights down for just a second. Back here on the very back of the heel, you might, and I mean might, be able to see it. It's kind of like this weird, kind of like, almost like too much pressure was put on there on the grinder. It's on both sides and consistent, so that's almost exactly what happened. And it may be machine done, I don't know. The tip, you can see it's quite a lot wider up top than it is the rest of it. Through here, the bevel's considerably smaller than on the back sides back here. And then if you look at this side, again, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's just more of the same, you know, same but different. While you're there, I'm going to show you. I'm going to use my Sun Tiger 220 grit. This is the stone that is made by Matsunaga, which is King. So it's the King Corporation. They have a couple different brands, one being Sun Tiger. Sun Tiger, from what I can see, tends to have more of a lower grit option. They've got like an 80 grit, 100 grit, this 220, and a few other lower options. King also has, I don't know, some of you are aware, I know, but they have the Ice Bear, which I'll show you. Like, it's more of an importer kind of thing with this. It's not exactly King or Matsunaga. But if you look over here, you got your King, right? And you see it says Ice Bear over there. So that's an 8,000, that's a 6,000. If you look at them, it's funny because, oh, that one's faded. Remember I tell you guys about how these things always say on the back about don't use this side, it's not finished? That's what that says. Let me get over here to the 8,000. I'll show you what this says. You see there? It is quite literally just the old King. This one's the Gold 3, right? The G3. This one, the 6,000, I believe, was the S3, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so you can get the exact same thing as an Ice Bear if you get the King G and S series. So take it for what it's worth, no big deal. Those are a little thinner and smaller, but it is what it is. So let's get to our winners real quick. Excuse me. First things first, on the pop-up that I do, you know, for you guys. The winner for the Work Sharp, right here, belt grinder Mark II, whatever, professional thingy. The giveaway winner is, his name's Daniel, but it's D-A, let me see, I wrote it down here. Das Danny, Das, D-A-S-D-A-N-I-I-L, Das, I'll tag you. I'm thinking it's Das Danny or something like that, but I could be completely off on that one. And, drum roll please, the winner of the 500 sub giveaway, which is going to include one of those inexpensive Japanese knives that I show you guys. I'll sharpen it for you if you want me to. And probably some other extras that you're going to like. that one's nibbed in the bud. So congratulations, I'll tag you as well. Send you guys some stuff, and I'm feeling generous. So on this video, if you guys, whoever wants it, the first, I don't know, first 3 people to comment get some board wax, right? I'll ship you out some board wax or something. Let's make it 5, right? Why do 3? That's silly. So yeah, send you some of my homemade board wax. I got some new containers I wanted to try out anyway. They're 2-ounce little jars and stuff like that, and different things. So if you're interested, just again be one of the first 5 to comment, and then I'll ask you for your address. I'll have you shoot it to me, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, let's get started on this. So like I said, this King, I'll always call it a King for whatever reason. It's a King Sun Tiger. It's Matsunaga is the corporation here. So what we plan on doing is evening out these bevels is all we're going to do here. I don't believe I'll sharpen it to any other levels past this 220, because the only thing I'm wanting to do today is just set these bevels. And this is kind of going to be more of a demonstration type video as opposed to me just doing it and give you like a feedback or result. So one of the things you want to do here is you want to, of course, assess the situation, which I've already done. And like I said, we've got some wider bevels up here. We've got, some scuffs and some marks back here that look like they were dug into the grinder some, or like a lazy grind is what I call it. I do it too, so it's, no big deal. Sometimes when I'm making a knife, I correct it before sending a knife out. And then in the middle here, we've got, like I said, some thinner bevels. It's almost as if whenever they were grinding it, instead of putting even pressure, maybe they slacked off, maybe they twisted their wrist, maybe it's a machine, the machine was miscalibrated, I don't know. But it should always be as even as possible the whole way through. So what we want to do, since we've assessed that, we realize that we're going to have a bigger spot up here. I'm essentially, unfortunately, going to try and match this larger area. I'm going to blend this some and just kind of make it all one even piece, right? So the way we go about this, being that it's a simple operation, it's just more of a standard sharpening procedure. But since we're using a lower grit stone, we're focusing on cutting it in and just making it all look right. So we'll just stick there until, on the side until we get it right. So the same exact concept, same process. Find your edge angle. Good Lord, brain's not working. And then we just start grinding away. I'll let you guys listen to this thing too real quick first here. What I would do differently here, and I kind of do this with other sharpening sessions as well, but more importantly here is, so one of the things I do differently here, and I'm coming back in from the dead microphone thing, and it's actually a good thing. Full transparency, there's a few spots missed, and I said this in the end of the previous video that didn't record the sound. There was a couple of high spots here, and actually I found a couple here, so I'm glad to kind of do this a little bit more. I'll always be transparent with you guys, like I said, and if I screw up, I screw up. So what I was saying before the video cut out was the thing I do differently is you go slower. So I'm going to do a little bit in a spot, check it, do a little bit more, check it, until I'm confident that I'm not like going way high or not at all. So we're going to bring these lines up. There's some spots back here, and a lot of it has to do with these copper spots. And I found that these copper spots here, because in the other video, this spot here was still kind of low, and I needed to work it out and said I was going to do it in a different video. We'll do it now, but this area where the copper potentially has been pressed in and not actually like folded in like Damascus should be, is actually causing some high spots, I think. I also found that this thing was not dished per se, but somewhat dished where I was working on it, which goes to show how soft this thing can be. So when you really work the crap out of it, you need to keep an eye on it and possibly flatten it during a session. So just FYI. So I'm going to get this spot back here on this side first, and we'll just go ahead. So what we do is we just take our angle and we put the pressure where we want to start to bring that bevel. And again, we just do a few strokes to make sure we're not like super cutting anything we shouldn't. and then we just keep checking it to check our progress, and then we go. Try to use the whole stone. So we just do a few strokes. We'll check our bevel height. Make sure we're not like grinding this already high spot and grinding where we want. So I can see I need to make a slight adjustment. Make the adjustment, do a couple swipes, and then look. And that was a good adjustment, so I need to drop it down just a little bit more. So where my normal angle was, right, what I realized is it wasn't cutting into the part of the metal that needs to be cut. So all you do is you just kind of drop it. This is dramatic, but you drop it down some, and then you grind a little bit more. It's a very similar concept to thinning. It's just that you're not thinning the entire area behind the bevel, right? You're doing some, but not the whole thing. Yeah, that's looking good. This will kind of help it be a little thinner of an edge as well. Let's see here. So as you can see here, this, you should be able to anyway, this was kind of higher where the edge bevel is. It's a little higher, and I'm bringing that up to meet that. Some of this is already kind of high from where I already worked on it. So just this spot where this copper is where I need to bring up just a little bit more, and then we'll be good. And this stone is thirsty, by the way. I'm going to try to focus this spot, putting a little bit of pressure there, like more so than you would if you were sharpening. Just a few swipes, check. Yeah, we're evening that out really well here. Sometimes too, what you'll find out is, depending on how even and flat the blade is, that if it doesn't sit flat, like if you find some like rocking, actually there is a little bit like that that goes forward and back, right, as far as the edge goes, so back and forth. If you don't want to lay into this section, and it does rock a little bit because of some unevenness, like I'm telling you, these are high spots. This is what I've discovered working on this yesterday. Try and put a little back pressure on the handle to, and this is dramatized, right? Whatever, dude. Like, it's early. It's 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm shooting this. But I'm gonna do dramatic effect, right? So rock it to where it's more back on the heel. If you feel that there's some rockage. If not, then don't worry about it. But we'll just do a little bit more. Make sure you're right on your angles. With these softer stones too, one of the things that I'd mentioned that, you know, I need to re-mention is try to use the whole stone. So you'll see me at times doing, if I'm working the tip, right, I'll be over here, and then I'll be in the middle, then I'll be on the side, and then back in the middle and forth. That helps you to keep the stone even while you're working on it, so you don't just have a dished spot here where the rest of the stone's flat. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems where you need to flatten it a lot sooner. All right, I think I can just go ahead and grind it on that angle now, because that was what I needed. So here we go. It's almost the same concept, it's just sharpening. Man, this thing drinks the water in too, this Sun Tiger. It's a good stone, but man, she be thirsty, yo. Obviously, we're putting on a massive burr. There's some up here I need to get to. I hate making the bevel section as large as this is going to make it. I kind of prefer more of a smaller bevel, like a lot of the Japanese ones, how they come. But you can't always have your cake and eat it too. There's nothing wrong with a wide bevel. It's just a personal preference. It's more of an aesthetic thing than anything. Okay. There we go. Now we cook them with gas. This stone too, one of the things I showed in the video before is that there's a lot of the stone itself that'll end up in the bottom of this water. And that's just, it's a super friable stone. There's just no way around it. This curve too, and one of the things I'd mentioned as well before with some sharpening techniques is exactly the same. When you get up to these little curve areas, you know, when you kind of get up to the tip, if you're just holding like this, as you can see, I can push this thing down. So you want to kind of rock it up a little bit as you're working on those spots, simply because it's just the nature of the beast. Be careful of the tip, especially on a softer stone. I have drug a tip through this one before and cut a groove all the way the length of the stone. It's not very fun. It's fixable. It's no big deal. It's just, it sucks. Oh, yeah, baby. One of the things I asked you guys is how your week had been, and told you that we had another snowstorm here over the last couple of days. I was off yesterday. I mean, I did some work from home because I had to, but we keep getting all this snow in the Midwest. Snow and ice. That stuff is no fun. It's fun when you get to stay home from work, though. I guess I'm lucky that I'm able to do my work from home. So that's always a plus. Oh yeah. That evened her out way better than I did before. So that makes me feel better about myself. Yeah, congrats to you winners again. I'll get you guys, like I said, send out your information in the email there, and I'll get you something sent out. I think I mentioned it already. If I didn't, I'll say it again here. The first 5 people that actually want board and knife wax that I make, you know, drop a comment and say, yes, I want it. And the first 5 to do so, I'll go ahead and shoot you some out. I mean, I'm not really going to deny everybody. Like, if there's like 50 people, it's going to be hard because I don't know that I have 50 batches made up. But, I mean, I'll try and give you guys as much as possible. I like to give back to y'all. And I think I mentioned it, but I'll go ahead and mention it. So next week is the conical giveaway. Next Wednesday, what is that, the 27th or something? Whatever next Wednesday is, after the 19th. So, yeah, what, 26th maybe? I don't know. Anyway, yes, it should be the 26th. That's the conical, and then after that, I'm going to give away an alt stone. So that starts with this video. So make a comment and make sure you're a subscriber, and I will, when you're a winner, I'll send you whatever it is that week. But 2 weeks from yesterday, whatever that date is, I'm giving away one of the alt stones, probably the 1K. So make sure that you guys comment and are a subscriber of the channel. And again, thank you all so much for getting me to the 500. You guys are amazing. Ooh, yeah, so that is completely even now, where it wasn't before. One of the things that can throw you off, you need to make sure, I'll show you on the other one whenever we get to the other side, but the burr sometimes can look like part of the bevel if it's a massive burr especially, which is kind of what happened to me yesterday. Good things to just keep an eye out for. I'm going to hit this back spot just a little bit more. Just make sure that it's actually the bevel. Man, that copper is tough to grind. All right, we are good. 100% good now. Now we can move on. So let me see if you guys can see this here. You should be able to see that the bevel itself is completely even. There might be like some microscopic spots that aren't the same. I mean, I don't have a built-in micrometer or anything, so I can't do those things. But on this side, you'll be able to see there's a difference. It's thinner. It's really freaking tall here because of a mistake I made yesterday. And I'll explain what that was. So this copper spot was giving me fits. And that's where I discovered this is a little bit, like, not much, but it's more raised than these areas. So I was grinding on it, and that's where I just mentioned the rocking sensation, you know, like forward and back. So I was grinding here, but it was actually leaning more towards this spot. So it ground this while I was grinding this. Because you can see back here, we've got, maybe you can't, a little higher spot on the bevel. And you can see it's not so much here. And then you can see it does right there. It got a lot taller. And that's because of that spot. So you just got to focus your grind, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to focus this spot. And I'm going to bring it up. And if you notice areas that aren't moving while you're grinding, again, that means you just need to lay your knife back some. There we go. That's moving that spot now for sure. It's really cutting into that copper. I don't know what copper would do to one of these stones because I've never sharpened copper before. So clearly we're not sharpening copper, obviously, by grinding it. I don't think it'll clog a stone up, but shoot, I don't know, you know. Oh yeah. So you can see a difference then. This is good to show. You can see a difference in the color of the copper. Maybe you can. I don't know if you guys can. I can. So right at the edge where it goes into this bevel, there's a difference in the color of the copper. My hands are wet. A difference in the color of the copper versus shiny versus now kind of scuffed up. You can see the burr there. So that goes to show it's going into that edge then, which I have to be careful because that means it is coming up now into the copper, and it doesn't look the part, but it is evening this bevel out. So I need to make certain I'm not looking for like metal because the copper is what's there. So that could be a mistake too, but it is evening itself out. So that's Gucci. And let me know what other repairs you guys want to see, like chip repairs and things like that. Because I do think that there are way more sharpening videos on YouTube than repair videos. So I'm all about doing repairs and demonstrating how to do repairs if you guys want to see. Oh man, yeah, that copper really throws me off. I need to raise it up just a little bit more. Man, that's difficult. So difficult. But that's all right. That's what we're here for. The challenge. Things like a gravel road. I almost busted out the King 400 beast to do this, but I wanted something with a little bit more grindy power than the 400. Because this is a task and a half. Okay, yeah, it's just throwing me off, so we're good there. I'm gonna bring this up here now, right about there. And I even push cut with the 220 grit edge. That sucks, man. That hit that spot too. That sucks even worse. I guess I'm just going to have to live with that on this side, huh? Dang. It brought that one high spot up higher. Oh well. So what I'll have to do then is probably blend this spot, because look what it did. And that's on me. That's because I wasn't really, that was the pressure point, right? So this is all even here, and now I swipe that. God, that's so ugly. Oh, sorry. I guess, so it's kind of pulled out some of the Damascus and the cladding. But what I can do is I can get like a smaller stone, like one of those stones I made. Kind of like one of these guys or something smaller. And I can put on like a Kasumi and blend that to where it's kind of like a matte, hazy kind of a finish, you know? And that'll blend that in. So that's what I'll do. I'm gonna leave that spot alone. I'm gonna come up here and then we'll go for the edge and then we'll be good. But yeah, like I said, mistakes and all. But that, again, we can fix them. There's nothing you can't fix. It's just more work. And that, yeah, that just came from being careless, which really sucks. Okay. That really, really sucks. I should have just left this side alone. I've completely jacked it up. Daggone. At least the bevel's right. Alright. So yeah, we're even except for this stupid high spot. Man. Now I got blending to do. Hey, that's another video, right? Let's put an edge on her. I'm going to do this a little differently than I normally do. First, I'm going to take this burr off. Should be good. All right. Okay. Give it just a little bit of a Gucci gooch. It pretty much has an edge because that's what we've been doing this whole time is the bevel. But now I'm going to focus more on actually putting, I mean, that's a super massive burr. Putting a final edge on it, making sure it's all even. Okay. Man, mistakes for days. That's what happens whenever you get in a hurry, and I'm already a little down because I screwed that video up yesterday. Except for a couple spots. It looked good, you know, from yesterday, but phew. It's all right. That's what we do, right? We live and we learn. And it just further proves that I'm not afraid to show you guys my screw-ups. Just more to fix. All right, now we're going to do edge deburring, burr removal. Good Lord, burr reduction techniques. Can you tell it's early? There we go. It's actually a little better too because that video was like 40 minutes long. That's because I got caught up grinding that spot, you know. I was telling you about that got high right there. It got high. You can see all that junk in the bottom there too. I thought about doing a voiceover, which if you want to see that footage, I can go ahead and do that. But yeah, I didn't have time to do it yesterday. We had so much to do. I had it all planned out perfect. I was gonna do that, get it edited, which I had it starting to edit and upload it. I had plenty of time to do that, but man, I didn't have time to do another voiceover for 40 minutes. I got a little bit of what feels like a burr there. I'm going to strop it too, because I did that yesterday. All right, I think we're good there. Yeah, let me go ahead and give it one more shwibbity shwib. Okay. There we go. Now, it probably won't even push cut or anything like it did yesterday, but that's okay. Strop it on my Snake Eye Tactical Hanging Strop from Amazon.com. And this is nowhere near where I'm leaving this edge, obviously. I just want to see if I can push cut with my newfound edge here. Which I know I should be able to, especially according to what I did yesterday. Let me know what you guys want to see for the weekend. I've got a couple ideas, but I want to do something kind of fun for the weekend, you know? Let me know if you'd like to see the this guy right here, the Nanawa resin bonded diamond 1000 stone. I wouldn't mind doing that. just to show you what the edge looks like, because it's a little bit, I would say the finish is more than a 1000, but I mean, it does a really good job with stuff. So let's bring her up here. Man, yeah, that thing is just, ugh. Actually, you know, it's not completely unsalvageable. I know I mentioned the Kasumi to make it blend in here, but also I gotta think, this is a rough finish because it's a 220 grit stone. And if I do the polishes up to a higher grit, it's going to make those spots shiny, which will show the true bevel section. And there'll be less of this gouged area, right? So I got to stop thinking of it in terms of the moment, because we're still early in the stages of sharpening for this particular edge. So let's just see. I mean, it's doing it again. So if you listen, it's for a 220, that's a pretty quiet edge, right? Let's push it. Let's see. Oops. Man, that's gonna do what it did to me yesterday. I don't know why. It pushed, but yeah, just had to get it started. And I'm sure there's still some burr and snags here, right? Like, yeah, it's kind of pushing. I mean, it's not the most. Let me get one more sheet here, just to give it a shot, right? Let's make this a smooth edge. All right, that was 2 pieces. So we got a smooth edge instead of a torn out edge, which is where I was just a second ago, just to see. Come on. It's gonna make a liar out of me. Yeah, so it's still catching. I'm gonna redeem it. I'm gonna give it a couple more quick strippies, just because I know it can. Excuse me. But I'm not going to edit it out. Like I said, you get everything raw and uncut. Yeah, raw anyway. Sometimes I cut it just for length's sake. I'm sure you guys don't want to see me gab on for hours on end. Okay, that's one more try, right? One more redeeming. Come on. There it goes. So it is, I kind of did give it a little bit of a pull motion. That's on me. I'm not going to lie to you here. I would have cut your finger. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not really trying to do push cuts with a 220, so it did a small one. And what it's doing is this edge is so rough that it's catching like a saw, you know. So anyway, but you see it cuts pretty good and quietly for a 220. There she is, guys. So remember, those of you that won, send me your email, or not your email, send me an email with your address, your full name, and then I'll get that package sent out to you in a couple of days, probably Saturday if I can't get it tomorrow. It won't go out today, I can promise you that. Next week is the Codical drawing giveaway, and then the week after that is going to be an Altstone, like I said, probably 1K. If you have a different preference, let me know. Maybe we can do a lower grit, higher grit, whatever you want. Just let me know, and we'll get you taken care of. And I appreciate you guys' time for stopping by. I really do. Thanks for getting me to 500. Let's get to 1,000, and we're going to give away maybe not one of these because of the small problems I found, unless you guys want it, but maybe something else similar. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I love y'all, and I'll see you this weekend. Peace.